Right, another part, as you can see, is added to the pile of bits. Only reason I really needed to get this, the oil tank I'm talking about, is so I know exactly where to mount this, or how far forward round I can go with this mudguard. Obviously this has a little cutout in it which lines up with the rear end of the tank, so yeah, I had to get that to sort it out, and there is a great big dent in it which I'll have to sort out and needs a little bit of a clean up, so we'll have a closer look at that in a minute. Yeah, it's proving, not so much for the build, proving quite difficult on the video side of things because I can't get a good flow on what I'm doing. So yeah, some of the videos are going to be a little bit choppy, I'm afraid. You know, normally I'd do sort of finish one piece and then move on to the next bit, but you're probably seeing little bits along the way. What I'll try and do is, as I finish a section, I'll try and piece the videos together so there'll be odd things in that you'll probably spot which are completed in one video, not in another one. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit confusing, probably. You know, yeah. Normally I'd start off with a complete bike, strip it down, clean everything up, get whatever bits I need, and rebuild it. So you can kind of do it in chronological order. But yeah, with this it's proving to be a little bit different. But yeah, maybe it'll be a bit more interesting. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, let's have a closer look at this. Look at this tank. So, oil tank. As far as I can tell, this is the correct one for this year. So this is 1969 frame, and so I think these tanks were only fitted for a couple of years of this particular fixing arrangement. I haven't got the proper fixings in the top here at the moment. I've just got these M6 bolts holding it in place, just to give me an idea of whether it's correct or not. Yeah, so it has these rubber bushes and these rings at the top of the tank, and there's also another ring here which has a rubber bush, and there's a strange sort of U-shaped bracket with a pin on it that goes on here, screws into there. Well, I think it screws into there. It's the only way I can work out how it goes. So this will sit more sort of there at that sort of angle. Yeah, so that should sit something like that. Yeah, I think the earlier ones have a little bracket that comes down here with a hole drilled in, so I'm not quite sure how they fix on. There's probably something different on the frame, and some of them have flat tabs on the top here. I think the early ones have like tabs on the top, so they obviously fix on the frame a little bit differently. So I believe this is the correct one, or as close as I'm going to get anyway. So yeah, you can probably see the great big dent in here now. There's one big dent there, there's a smaller one here, so I've got to somehow work out how I'm going to knock them out. I don't really want to fill, if it was just that little dent there, I probably would just fill it and then paint it, but this dent is quite deep. It's going to affect the capacity a little bit, so I'd rather try and push it out, pull it out, get it out somehow. Yeah, that is yeah, it's too big to fill really. You know, it sort of starts down here to up here and across there to there. So yeah, it's quite a dent, and that one is an inch and a half across. Either way, yeah, so this is the cutout here that I was talking about on the mudguard, hence why I need to get this in place so I can see where this is sitting low at the moment, isn't fixed in, so I've not drilled any holes, I've just filled up the old holes. Yeah, so I think I will be okay to cut a little piece off the bottom of here, as I was saying, which what I was saying about my videos being a bit muddled up, that may already be done in a earlier video, see what I mean? Confused? I am. Yeah, so anyway, let's have a look at this tank, or looking at pushing these dents out. This is a bit mucky. I'll get this in the paraffin tank first, I think, give it a good clean up, and then figure out some way of knocking that out. Right, I'm gonna have to attempt to pull this dent out of here. I did think about putting a inner tube in, but, and like the neck of a petrol tank, this is quite small, so it would have to be a very small inner tube to get in there, so kind of abandoned that idea. So instead I've just welded on a bit of all thread, and I've got a piece of plate somewhere here, piece of plate. I'm going to put over there, sure the best angle that this is going to work. I haven't put that in the centre. I'll try and pull, this is the deepest side here, try and pull that side first, then cut that off, grind it off, move it to here, pull that, and then maybe over here as well, but I don't even know if this is going to work. I haven't really got anything I can get in and push from the inside. You can see that this dent here begins about there, so you'd have to have something more or less right angled to get into there, and it does look as though somebody previously had a go, and there's a little dimple there where someone had got in with something quite sharp by the looks of it. So let's see if this is going to work. I've no idea if it is. Something better if I could keep the heat on it, but I've got no way of holding that and turning this. So don't see anything happening yet. I might even have to just keep putting tension on, heating it, putting tension on, do it like that, rather than try and do it in one big go. Okay, it's pulling up. Well, something's pulling up anyway. See that, or these are pushing down. I've got oil on the threads, and I've got a big stack of washers there to help with the gradually pulling that up. I don't want to pull the middle too much, not the edges. is working. This end is coming up more than this end, which is I'll put more heat at that end. So it's kind of working how I want, because the dent is more that side than this side. Obviously don't want to pull just the middle bit up. Right, I think I'm going to give that some more heat and see if that will just relax the steel a little bit. Hopefully this will start to pull up a bit more. There's also a divot here. If I get some heat on that piece, that will hopefully pull that a bit more. So I'll turn the camera off and get the heat gun back on it. Right, get a bit of light in here. Hopefully you can see that has pulled out the worst of that on that side. Bit of a job to tell on camera, but just a little bit of a dip still here. I've put some heat in there, extra heat, but that doesn't seem to want to pull up. So I'm still left with this piece here. So what I'll do is cut that off, cut this stud off here, reposition it here somewhere, and hopefully I can raise that piece up. And yeah, that one I'll probably just fill. I don't see no point in trying to pull that up, and then I'll just have to grind off all my weld afterwards. And I will need a little bit of filler on it, but it's certainly going to be better than it was. It's not going quite as good as the other one. Got this dip here, even though I'm putting loads of heat down there. But he's pulling this sharp crease up, which is probably the main thing to get rid of. profile on that side is probably not too far out. Could have possibly done with that being slightly closer to the previous one. And then done another one here. Don't think there's much of that weld holding on, so shall we leave that there? Maybe do one here. Bit difficult to tell where there's wood on, you can't really see the proper shape. Right, I think I'll cool that down there, take that off, have a look, see if I'm going to do a third one. Right, so that's after the third one. You know, I could keep going, dip in there, I could put one in there, dip here, I could put one in here, but I'll say I've got to fill this anyway. I haven't touched that one at all. Whether I will or not, I don't know. Looks a bit like a relief mat with the Himalayas at the moment, but once I get filler over that, that'll be fine. And you know, at least I have got my capacity back, or most of it. So I don't think I'm going to push my luck too much more. I haven't put any holes in it yet, so yeah, I think these will just, I might have a go at that one, I don't know, I'll see how I feel another day. But yeah, for now I think that will do it. It's got the basic shape back in it, so these troughs can just be filled up. That won't be a problem at all. Right, so that was quite an interesting little job to do. Yeah, that will do for today, I think. Yeah, so couldn't resist. I did pull that one out a little bit as well, obviously still a little bit of a dimple there. I did also notice there's another dent there, so that'll need a bit of filler in it. So we'll get some filler in that and see how that looks then. Right, got some body filler on there, a little bit of big boy. And yeah, I have put it on quite heavy, so I can kind of shape get the shape that I want. And I'll probably have to go over it again. There's going to be some low spots, I suspect. But yeah, so it's got to leave that to cure, and I can get on with sanding it down and see how that comes out. Right, that's the first sort of layer done. A couple of low spots, a bit there I've missed, there and there. I've got a few little air holes there. But on the whole, I think the shape is, get it against a dark surface, dark area. I think the shape isn't too bad. I can now just fill up these low spots and have another go over it. I might need to get some finer filler for these. I'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, coming along. Making progress. I'm going in with some finer sandpaper now. I think this is all okay down the bottom here. It's not too far out on that side. There is, however, a little bit of a ridge here, possibly there as well, and definitely along there. You can see the in the light you can see the steel. It's kind of got a ridge across here, so that needs some more in there, down there, and there. I think this other side is kind of there really. That against the dark surface. The profile is sort of there. Probably can't see this very much, but once it's painted that will show up. So yeah, I think I need to, probably should have put a bit more filler up this end when I first put some on. So I'll run some along there, and then we'll give it another little go. Right, I think we are getting somewhere now. Just a couple of little air pockets there that I need to just go over again, fill. Apart from that, I think that is not too far out. So yeah, I think I'll get those done. Another sand over, and yeah, bit of primer I think. Yeah, I was going to go straight over with the hammerite, but yeah, I think I'll primer this side. I don't think I'll primer the back, just this side, because of the filler. There's no filler on the back at all, just the front. Yeah, so yeah, just those little pockets there to do. Just giving that a little bit of a once over coat with the old grey primer. Don't look too bad. It's fairly flat across the top there now, or the right sort of shape. Certainly 100% better than it was anyway. So what I need to do now is just go with that with some black. I think I'm just going to use some black smooth hammerite. I've not primed the back. I want to go bare metal on that because there's a few little rust patches there, which the old hammerite will be able to cope with. But yeah, I just wanted to prime this side to flatten it off a bit. It's not the ideal weather for painting. It's a little bit cold. I've got a heater down there. I'm going to put the heater on. Didn't really want to spray it in here. I'd rather spray it outside, but it's just not warm enough. Yeah, so we'll just have to see how it come out. But it's just going to need. It's going to be sitting a while before it actually gets used in anger. So I want to get some paint on it. So I've just had a couple of coats of hammerite. And yeah, not looking too bad. Like I say, certainly much better than that was looking. I'm just letting that dry off. A bit cold. I've got some heat underneath it there. Not that it's actually giving out too much heat. Yeah, that's I think that'll be alright. That's really just to protect it. So what I might, if that looks okay once it's dried properly, so what I might do is, once I've got this decals on there, transfers, whatever, I'll just give it a coat of lacquer, petrol resistant lacquer if it needs it. But yeah, I just got to leave that to dry now. So that'll be the oil tank pretty much done. Just need to order the cap, and there's a T piece I need. Oh, filter. I've got no filter on there. So I need filter and all the, obviously all the pipes and everything. But, that is a way off as yet. So yeah, I think that'll be alright. Certainly got rid of all that that gripping ding that was in there anyway. And that's reasonably smooth. Or the correct profile anyway. So yeah, pretty happy with that.